Chapter 2341. Look what I've brought back for you. The heavenly dragon, who was struggling with the cold star ice crystal, suddenly sensed something was wrong and looked back. His huge dragon eyes nearly popped out. His eyes widened.
What the hell?
Above Lin Moyu's head, a vortex had formed. One end of the vortex was connected to the dragon god tree branch, and large amounts of energy from the dragon god tree were being sucked away by the vortex. The heavenly dragon's eyelids twitched.
I told you to absorb, but not like this.
Lin Moyu was immersed in cultivation and didn't hear anything. He just kept absorbing. In fact, it was the 10-colored dragon soul crystal that was absorbing. The dragon god tree branch contained some mysterious power that not only helped with cultivation but was even more beneficial to dragons. The dragon soul crystal was a dragon treasure, so it naturally benefited as well. Out of instinct, the 10-colored dragon soul crystal was greedily devouring the mysterious power from the dragon god tree branch. The 10th color gradually became more vibrant. Lin Moyu didn't care if it was too much. He just kept saying,
Absorb, absorb, absorb as much as you can.
The heavenly dragon stared for a while but found he couldn't do anything about it. He had said it himself, telling Lin Moyu to absorb as much as possible. He couldn't go back on his word now. As the mighty heavenly dragon, he had to maintain some face.
Whatever, the dragon god tree can regenerate automatically anyway. It just takes some time. Besides, now that I've reached Celestial Venerable, the dragon god tree branch doesn't have much use for me anymore.
Thinking this way made him feel much better. He turned back to continue melting the cold star ice crystal. The 100,000-meter-tall dragon god tree branch gradually lost its luster under the frenzied absorption of the 10-colored dragon soul crystal. The 10-colored dragon soul crystal absorbed nearly half of its mysterious power before finally taking complete form. The 10th color became as abundant as the other 9 colors, with all 10 colors in perfect balance. The fully formed 10-colored dragon soul crystal let out a loud dragon roar that echoed throughout the Rule World. At the same time, it spewed out a large amount of dragon breath onto Lin Moyu's soul. As the dragon breath burned, Lin Moyu felt no harm at all. Instead, he looked like he was enjoying it. His soul became purer in the dragon breath, with many impurities being refined away. Unknowingly, Lin Moyu's soul gained an indescribable nobility and was imbued with a strong dragon aura. Bang! As his soul became purer and stronger, the bottleneck shattered. Lin Moyu finally stepped into the Half-Step Supreme realm. Half-Step Supreme still belonged to the Other Shore realm and could be considered the peak of the Other Shore. This level was much stronger than Saint Venerable but somewhat weaker than a true Supreme. The difference was that the rule world of a Supreme contained the power of origin, gaining recognition from the world. They could utilize the power of origin in battle. The power of origin was very strong. But some powerful half-step Supremes had spells that incorporated the power of origin. Truly powerful half-step Supremes could potentially defeat the weakest Supremes. Like Lin Mohan, who had combat power equivalent to a Supreme when she was at half-step Supreme. If she encountered a trash-tier Supreme, Lin Mohan would still be able to kill them. After becoming a half-step Supreme, Lin Moyu continued cultivating for a while, feeling his spells become even stronger. Except for the skeleton hell, almost every spell would grow stronger along with his realm.
The skeleton divine general should also be at half-step Supreme now. When forming the Undead Legion, it shouldn't be weaker than a mid-level Supreme. Going all out, the Skeleton King should be able to compete with high-level Supremes. As for the skeleton hell, forget it, that thing doesn't listen very well. But it's still useful. Below Supreme, it can kill as many as come. It's a pity there's no time to upgrade it to Supreme level. Otherwise, no matter how many Supremes the Battle Realm sends, it wouldn't be enough.
As his realm increased, his physical body improved as well. The immortal golden body became even stronger. Lin Moyu knew that with just his physical body alone, he could now fight against beings like the human emperor. His soul had long since reached the Supreme level. Now it had taken another small step forward, firmly establishing itself within the Supreme realm. The soul was the foundation of the rule world. With his soul at supreme level, it paved the way for Lin Moyu. As long as he had enough power of origin, Lin Moyu could step into the supreme realm. However, if Lin Moyu wanted to become a supreme of the great world, he would need to cross the divine path and gain recognition from the great world. Soul, spells, physical body, all were strong. Lin Moyu realized his foundation was extremely solid, with almost no weaknesses. Finishing his cultivation, he slowly opened his eyes, only to find the starry sky completely silent. The heavenly dragon was gone, having disappeared to who knows where. The cold star ice crystal was also gone, vanished without a trace. Only the dragon god tree branch that had half its power absorbed remained, now only 50,000 meters tall, half its original height.
Where did he go?
Lin Moyu didn't leave. With the dragon god tree branch still here, the heavenly dragon wouldn't have gone far. No matter where he went, he would return sooner or later. In the human star domain, the human emperor suddenly issued the highest order. All human cultivators were to withdraw back into the star domain and not allowed to leave. All outbound transmission arrays for humans were closed. The human star domain was completely sealed off. The army mobilized and began to assemble. Everyone was confused. The Great War had clearly ended, so why was this happening? Could it be that new enemies were coming? But the Human Emperor Network gave no explanation, only telling everyone to continue cultivating and not slack off. The human race now had sufficient resources. Even without going out to seek opportunities, they had enough for cultivation. Most people had no objections to the human emperor's orders. But there were always some troublemakers who refused to listen. When told not to do something, they insisted on doing it. For such people, the human emperor didn't bother managing them, letting them leave as they pleased. However, from then on, they would never again be qualified to return. The human emperor revoked their status as members of the human race. It sounded cruel, but the great world had always been cruel. The older generation of humans had experienced that cruelty before. They understood what needed to be done. Some of the new generation hadn't experienced it, especially some geniuses who didn't know their own limits. So let them experience it for themselves. The consequences of not following orders were, well, they would find out soon enough. The human emperor didn't even announce punishments for those who left privately, which led to even more people leaving. These people were no longer part of the human race and would never be qualified to return. The human star domain was sealed off and entered a state of martial law. In one area of the human star domain, dozens of star systems were concentrated, also covered by human arrays. The starfish people lived here. They had relocated a second time, bringing their planetary resources to the human domain. This was unavoidable. If the battle realm really came, they wouldn't be able to resist its attacks on their own. Just one supreme would be enough to exterminate them. After discussion, Uchime made the decision to relocate the entire clan to the human star domain. Only this way would they have a glimmer of hope for survival. If the humans were defeated, they could only die together. There were 2 or 3 other small clans who had no objections at all. They originally had no ability to protect themselves and completely followed the human race. At this moment, less than 100 years remained until the arrival of the battle realm. In the boundary area, after waiting for 2 full years, the silent starry sky finally changed. A huge rift suddenly appeared in space, and the heavenly dragon rushed out from it. He was soaking wet, water dripping from his body. The heavenly dragon laughed heartily.
I'm back.
Lin Moyu looked at the heavenly dragon.
You went to the realm sea?
The water on the heavenly dragon's body was from the realm sea. Obviously, he had gone to the realm sea. The heavenly dragon shouted,
You already know the answer. Why ask? You recognize the water from the realm sea.
Lin Moyu said.
You're injured?
He saw that some of the heavenly dragon's scales were broken, and there were several places where even the flesh was torn, still bleeding. He waved his hand, sending out a stream of life force onto the heavenly dragon's body to heal him. Feeling the abundant life force, the heavenly dragon laughed.
Wonderful. Just some flesh wounds. Look what I brought back for you.
2342 2342. Chapter 2342. Which fallen dragon is it? Tianlong opened his mouth and spat out 3 objects. In an instant, a dense source of power spread wildly in the starry sky. Lin Moyu squinted his eyes.
Source crystals? They seem a bit different.
They were round and seemed somewhat soft.
What are these?
Lin Moyu asked, not ashamed to seek knowledge. Tianlong laughed heartily.
These are called fish pills, the essence condensed from a type of fish in the Boundary Sea. They are a type of source crystal.
Lin Moyu asked curiously.
But I feel that they are very impure. Besides the source power, there are many other things.
Tianlong replied.
Your perception is correct. They are indeed impure. These impure forces need to be processed with special methods. For others, processing them is very troublesome, but for you, it's quite simple.
What is troublesome for others is simple for him. Lin Moyu immediately thought of the world-burning fire or the undying flame. But it didn't seem right. Tianlong quickly gave the answer.
Don't you have the Dragon Soul Crystal? Use the Dragon Soul Crystal to purify them, and you can get pure source crystals. These source crystals can be used to enhance your techniques, raising them to a higher level. Of course, if you want to use them to ascend to Supreme, it's not impossible. But I don't recommend you do that.
Lin Moyu certainly wouldn't use these source powers to ascend to Supreme. He wanted to become the Supreme of the Great World, so how could he use external source power? Unless the Great World couldn't support him, he would consider other paths. Lin Moyu murmured.
Using them to enhance techniques is indeed a good idea.
Thinking of the source fire seed, his resurrection technique had advanced to the source level, greatly increasing its power and helping him significantly. If other techniques could also advance to the source level, his combat power would surely rise to a new level. In the absence of a way to improve his realm, this was the best method. Most importantly, even if the source power level of the technique was slightly lower, it could be compensated for. If he could find higher-level source power in the future, he could continue to integrate it. Tianlong's superficial wounds quickly healed under the power of life. He urged,
Hurry up, take out your Dragon Soul Crystal and purify them.
Lin Moyu thought of his Dragon Soul Crystal.
Prepare yourself, don't be scared.
Tianlong asked curiously.
It's just a Dragon Soul Crystal. I've seen many. What's there to be scared of?
Lin Moyu's mind moved, and the Dragon Soul Crystal in his soul world flew out from his forehead, appearing in the real world. The Dragon Soul Crystal transformed into a hazy divine dragon, about 10 meters long, a tiny thing compared to Tianlong. But the pressure from the Dragon Soul Crystal was no less than that of Tianlong, especially its noble aura, which seemed even higher than Tianlong's. The hazy aura surrounded it, and 10 colors alternated, looking magnificent. The moment the 10-colored Dragon Soul Crystal appeared, Tianlong let out a strange cry, his huge dragon body trembling and retreating 10,000 miles. His whole body almost exploded, dragon scales standing up, dragon eyes staring at the 10-colored Dragon Soul Crystal. Lin Moyu said helplessly,
I told you not to be scared.
Tianlong took a long time to calm down and slowly flew back.
You.
He stammered for a long time without saying anything coherent. Lin Moyu had never seen Tianlong so out of control before. He realized that the 10-colored Dragon Soul Crystal was not simple.
Can you speak normally?
Tianlong shook his head, almost roaring.
How can I be normal? Do you know what you've done?
Lin Moyu shrugged, pretending to know nothing, and said indifferently,
Isn't it just a 10-colored Dragon Soul Crystal? It's just one more color than the 9-colored one. Rubbish!
Tianlong roared. He was so agitated that he was almost furious, trembling all over.
Do you know what one more color means? You don't know. You have no idea. You know nothing. That's a legend of our dragon clan. The legend says that whoever possesses a Dragon Soul Crystal with more than 9 colors will.
Suddenly, he stopped. Lin Moyu asked.
Will what?
Tianlong roared.
Nothing. Do you believe I won't kill you right now?
Lin Moyu sneered.
I don't believe it.
He knew Tianlong's sharp tongue well. Sure enough, Tianlong, still angry, shouted.
You piss me off.
Lin Moyu asked.
What's going on? Explain clearly.
Tianlong shouted.
Nothing. Just be careful in the future. Don't let others know you have a 10-colored dragon soul crystal. Otherwise, not only the dragon clan, but everyone will come to hunt you down.
Lin Moyu raised an eyebrow.
Is it that serious?
Tianlong warned.
Of course, it's even more serious than I said. Never let anyone know, or even if you're a supreme, you'll still die.
Lin Moyu realized the seriousness of the matter. He knew the 10-colored dragon soul crystal was special, but he didn't expect it to be this special. It seemed that the 10-colored dragon soul crystal held extraordinary significance for the dragon clan. Tianlong's aura surged, layers of source power spreading out, instantly covering an area of tens of light years. Tianlong closed his eyes and carefully sensed, finally relaxing.
It's good that no one is here.
Then his source power vibrated at a special frequency, and Lin Moyu heard a sound like tinnitus. The source power pierced through time and space, and Lin Moyu was shocked.
You erased the time-space imprint.
Once the time-space imprint was erased, even if someone used time reversal, they wouldn't see what happened today. Tianlong snorted, looking at Lin Moyu like an idiot.
What else? You have no idea how terrifying those guys are. No traces can be left.
Lin Moyu frowned.
But isn't this too deliberate?
Tianlong replied.
Why do you care so much? I even erased your imprint. If something happens, they won't find you. Hurry up and purify. I'll keep watch.
Lin Moyu felt a bit moved. Tianlong's actions were to protect him. If a strong pursuer came, they would only find Tianlong. He was doing this to protect him. Lin Moyu didn't hesitate anymore, controlling the 10-colored dragon soul crystal to purify the fish pills. The 10-colored dragon soul crystal exploded, turning into 10-colored flames that enveloped the fish pills. Dragon roars sounded, and the impurities in the fish pills began to be purified and removed. The purification was fast, and the impurities would be completely removed soon. Tianlong asked,
How did you create the 10th color?
He knew that Antares had given Lin Moyu a 9-colored dragon soul crystal, which was possible due to Antares' special identity and ability. But 9 colors were the limit even for a dragon god. The 10th color was a legend. Lin Moyu replied, I once obtained a source fire seed. When I was integrating techniques in the soul world, a divine dragon approached.
This divine dragon seemed to have no wisdom. I killed it, and the dragon soul crystal devoured it, becoming a 10-colored dragon soul crystal.
The more Tianlong listened, the wider his eyes opened.
A divine dragon in the soul void, which fallen dragon got lost in the soul void and was finally encountered by you.
Lin Moyu took the opportunity to ask,
Can you tell me about the soul void? This? I can.
2343 Chapter 2343 The Differences in Origin Power. The Soul Void is an extremely mysterious world. Even now, having reached Half-Step Supreme, Lin Moyu still knows nothing about the Soul Void. It's not just him. Even all the information in the Great World knows very little about it. This has nothing to do with realm, but everything to do with knowledge reserves. The Heavenly Dragon, coming from the Dragon Clan, has knowledge far surpassing Lin Moyu's in various aspects. Through the Heavenly Dragon's explanation, Lin Moyu gained a clear understanding of the Soul Void for the first time. The Soul Void is vast and boundless, with no one knowing where its boundaries lie. If we say that for any cultivator in the Great World, the first world they encounter outside their own is the Soul Void. From the perspective of the Soul Void, the souls of all living beings are in the same space, but this space is so large that even with countless living beings, it's difficult for them to encounter each other. According to the Heavenly Dragon, the chance of encountering another being's soul in the Soul Void is almost impossible. It's like having only 10 stars in the great world. How difficult would it be for these 10 stars to meet? So, the probability of Lin Moyu encountering a lost divine dragon in the soul void is incredibly fortunate. It's precisely because of the mystery of the soul void that some powerful beings explore its secrets, ultimately getting lost in it and unable to return. In the world outside the great world, those qualified to explore the soul void are at least celestial venerables, or even Tao venerables. However, no one has ever succeeded. Almost everyone ends in failure. But then again, even if someone succeeded and learned some secrets of the soul void, they wouldn't reveal them. In the history of the Dragon Clan, some members went to search the soul void and never returned. Once their souls are lost, their physical bodies quickly fall into death, ignoring the longevity of the Dragon Clan. But their souls don't die. They just get lost in the soul void, losing their sense of self and consciousness, retaining only weak instincts. The divine dragon Lin Moyu encountered might have been lost in the soul void for countless years, perhaps a dragon from billions of years ago, long dead in reality.
Lin Moyu said,
Even Tao venerables can't fully explore the soul void. It's truly mysterious.
The heavenly dragon said,
Indeed, the soul void is the most mysterious place below the great Tao. Even in our dragon clan, there are very few records about the soul void. Once, a dragon god went to explore the soul void, and then died shortly after. His body, which should have been eternally immortal, completely rotted away in just a year, turning to ashes.
Lin Moyu was also surprised. Even a dragon god got lost, truly terrifying. Lin Moyu thought of the system that disappeared in the soul void, not knowing where it had gone. It seems that his system is incredibly mysterious and unfathomable. For now, he suppressed his curiosity about the soul void, knowing it wasn't something he could touch at present. As they were talking, the refinement of the fish core was mostly complete, just a little more and it would be fully refined. Lin Moyu asked,
The original owner of the fish core was a celestial venerable, right?
He thought of the heavenly dragon's minor injuries when he returned. Only a celestial venerable could harm a celestial venerable. The heavenly dragon shook his head.
No, they were peak supremes. It's just that the environment they were in was special, allowing them to harm me. But at most, they could only scratch my skin. There's an insurmountable gap between celestial venerables and peak supremes.
Lin Moyu asked,
Besides the fish core, did you get any of their bones?
The heavenly dragon seemed to guess what Lin Moyu wanted to do and chuckled.
I know what you're up to, kid, but what's in it for me?
Lin Moyu asked.
What benefit do you want?
The heavenly dragon said,
It's actually very simple. Promise me one thing. When I come looking for you in the future, you can't refuse.
Lin Moyu said,
Well, it depends on what it is. You can't possibly ask me to commit suicide, so I won't refuse.
The heavenly dragon laughed.
Of course not, but I guarantee it won't be asking you to commit suicide.
Lin Moyu felt the heavenly dragon's smile was a bit mischievous, even somewhat sneaky, but he still agreed.
All right, I promise you.
Actually, the heavenly dragon didn't need to set any conditions. As long as he asked, Lin Moyu would agree to anything that wasn't too outrageous. But the heavenly dragon just liked to make deals. It seemed to be his habit. Thinking of Antares, he seemed to have a similar habit. Lin Moyu wondered if it was because they were both from the dragon clan. The heavenly dragon spat out a dragon scale, which contained a storage space filled with a pile of strange fish corpses. These fish had all been gutted. The fish cores were taken from their bellies. These strange fish were different from the ones Lin Moyu had killed before. They were larger and covered in spikes, looking quite ferocious. The heavenly dragon said,
This is their flesh. There are 18 in total, but only 3 of them produced fish cores.
Lin Moyu looked at the fish corpses.
There seem to be many different types of fish in the realm sea. What are these called?
The heavenly dragon said,
Spinefish. Can't you see they're covered in spines?
Spinefish. Quite a direct name. Lin Moyu thought for a moment about the type of fish he usually killed. They were smaller and didn't have obvious spines. Only their tails were a bit special, splitting into 5 lobes. He took out a dead fish.
What's this type called?
The heavenly dragon said.
5-leaf fish.
Lin Moyu asked.
I've seen another type, completely round, with an origin crystal hanging on its head like a lantern. What's that called?
The heavenly dragon seemed annoyed by the questions.
Lanternfish, of course. Just think about it. That origin crystal is very low grade, not as good as the fish core.
Lin Moyu noticed the heavenly dragon's somewhat smug expression and instinctively started his information-gathering mode.
How would I know so much? Aren't origin crystals and fish cores both origin power? What's the difference?
The heavenly dragon laughed heartily.
Since you're so eager to learn, I'll graciously tell you.
The heavenly dragon, unaware of being led on, explained a lot, finally allowing Lin Moyu to understand the differences between various origin powers. Even among origin powers, there are hierarchical differences. They can be roughly divided into grades 1 to 9, but within each grade, there are also significant differences. The lanternfish they encountered before had relatively low-grade origin power. The origin crystals obtained from them were only first-grade origin power, and even among first-grade, they were relatively poor. The fish core's origin power is a bit stronger, belonging to third-grade origin power. The origin flame seed Lin Moyu obtained earlier, which the heavenly dragon hadn't seen, couldn't be accurately graded. But based on the heavenly dragon's description, Lin Moyu thought the origin flame seed should be 4th or 5th grade, stronger than the fish core. The world crystals obtained from refining the rule worlds left by Supremes are 2nd-grade origin power. The same goes for those remnant worlds. According to the heavenly dragon, origin power above 3rd grade is very difficult to obtain. Some fish in the realm C do possess 4th-grade origin power, but they are at least celestial venerable level. With the environment of the realm C, they are extremely difficult to kill. Often, by the time they're about to be killed, these fish will self-destruct their origin power, making it hard to obtain even after a fierce battle. The origin power of various worlds also has different grades. For worlds like the Great World that can support celestial venerables, their origin power can reach 6th grade. For worlds like the Battle Realm, their origin power is at most 5th grade. The Battle Realm wants to absorb the Great World's origin power to reach 6th grade. Or rather, the person behind the Battle Realm has discovered the Great World as prey. Besides differences in grades, there are also differences in quality between various origin powers. Origin crystals obtained from the Realm C are of the lowest quality, containing a lot of impurities. Then there are those refined from remnant worlds, which are slightly better in quality within the same grade. The origin flame left by the mysterious master is quite pure, its quality among the upper echelons of origin power of the same grade. The highest quality belongs to the origin power of complete worlds like the Great World. This type of origin power is called world-class origin power, and its quality is top tier among the same grade. Lin Moyu murmured.
It seems the Great World's origin power is very strong.
The heavenly dragon said.
Of course, 6th grade world-class origin power is very rare. Alright, the fish core is almost refined. You can go absorb it now. Remember, don't refine it outside in the future.
The heavenly dragon cautioned once more. Lin Moyu nodded and took the dragon's soul crystal and fish core into his soul. Next, he needed to choose which spell to fuse them with. 2344.